Now, I wasn't going to talk about this movie because I was a little late to the party, but it has yet to leave any of my social feeds, and also, oh my lord, this movie is absolutely amazing. I went to go watch this movie with my friend, and we just kept looking at each other in the theater going, oh my god! Let's get the obvious stuff out of the way. The movie looks stunning. I mean, it's probably the best looking animated movie I've ever seen. The attention to detail and effort that's gone into every frame of the movie is undeniable. I'm breaking the visuals down into 3 categories: art style, cinematography, and choreography. Now, if you haven't noticed, all the spider people look different. Brilliant observation, I know. This movie is a huge mashup of visual styles. Different dimensions have totally unique visuals. Gwen's world looks like a watercolor painting. Hobie looks like a newspaper cutout. Pavitra is Indian. Everyone in their worlds are so distinguishable. It's easy to recall all the different characters and settings visited because they're all so unique and visually interesting. The colors of the environment and characters in Gwen's world were used to represent characters' emotional and mental states. Moonbatten was awesome. The Spider Society was awesome. It's just so cool seeing all these different styles meld so well together and really form a cohesive final product. Now, I know what you may be thinking. This is an animated movie. Why are you talking about the camera work? Well, I'm glad you asked. The medium of animation allows for extremely creative camera placement. Unlike live-action cinematography, where you have to figure out the logistics of a desired shot, animation allows for you to place the camera anywhere you want, rapidly moving it during shots, instantaneously changing lenses. The sky's the limit. And boy, did the animators take advantage of this. The magical camera is used to great effect in a lot of the action sequences in this movie. Our characters are moving with great speed and mobility, but are still kept neatly in the center of the frame. Every fight in this movie is expertly choreographed. Every spider's movements are so dynamic. I think this movie does the best job out of any Spider-Man movie, really portraying the acrobatics that Spider-Man is able to perform. All the Spider-Men we meet move so gracefully. The ease at which they're able to traverse their environment is jaw-dropping. It's full of the exaggerated swagger of a black teen. Every movement is so nimble, it's so damn awesome to watch. This paired with the cinematography makes any movement happening on screen just look so dang fluid and effortless. It's so easy to follow the action sequences, it makes half of Marvel's fights look like a complete joke. Okay, let's take a look at a few shots that really show these elements working together. The way Pav whips his bracelet out, then spins it around while Sim and the bracelet both zoom in and out right in front of the camera. The way Gwen flings herself right under the helicopter blade, swinging under the helicopter, jumps off the tail blade and catches it on a ledge. The way Pav snatches all these people up, wrapping the webbing around his feet, only for him to grab Miles' hand, jump off a building, and they all strike a pose. I was sitting in the theater with this stupid grin plastered all over my face through the entirety of every action sequence. This movie looks so good I'd watch it without audio, but luckily for us there's a lot more to this movie than its visuals. The music knocks it out of the park. Instead of using a menagerie of licensed music, Spider-Verse has its own completely original soundtrack from Metro Boomin, and boy howdy it slaps. The music really helps to set the vibe for each particular scene. Gwen's theme has this powerful epic feel that really soars as Gwen is proving herself in front of Miguel and Jessica. Miguel's theme has this robotic synth that goes wee.
Miles, the black one!
That perfectly fits his mysterious, futuristic, menacing vibe. And the end credit song had me wishing this trilogy was a 7-hour-long movie. Next, we've got the characters. Before this movie, I'd never heard of basically any of the main Spider people that were introduced to in the movie. Spider-Man India, Spider-Punk, Spider-Man 2099. I know, I'm a fake fan. But wow, I liked almost every single character in the movie. They're all so interesting and different, and they work so well together. Gwen and Miles have this great chemistry which is established so well as they're swinging around Brooklyn when Gwen comes to visit Miles. Spider-Man India is great, and he's a little quirky. Spider-Punk is friggin' awesome. He's super funny, cool as hell, and props to him for being one of the only people to really help Miles out when even his close friends weren't willing. He truly is anti-establishment. Watching all the different spiders work together to save the day is so freaking cool. It makes no sense how they're more cohesive than the Avengers when saving Moonbatten, but damn, I got goosebumps watching them save the day. Next, we have the villains, the Spot and Miguel. Now, here's an unpopular opinion. The Spot is kind of lame. A lot of people really like the Spot, but I had real trouble taking him seriously. When he was introduced, he was basically a comedic relief, and his motivation for fighting Miles just seemed so incredibly weak at first. His characterization at the beginning was just so goofy that when he was fleshed out a little bit later in the movie and became more menacing, it didn't really do it for me. It also didn't help his case how all his solo scenes had comedic undertones.
Wait a minute, why did you break that guy?
Getting beat up by a lady with a purse and talking to Miss Chen from Venom to name 2. His theme is menacing as hell though. Miguel, on the other hand, was an awesome villain. From the moment he was introduced, he was portrayed as a strong and slightly menacing character. While he also didn't really become a true villain till later in the movie, his motivation of keeping the multiverse in check through such despicable means really was scary. His strength and influence in the Spider Society created a seemingly insurmountable challenge for Miles. Him being characterized as a stickler and sort of a dickhead from the start made his final reveal as a villain really impactful, and it showed the audience that he wasn't fucking around. It made for a really exciting and tense third act. Side note, bro is definitely on gear.
Are you seriously claiming you're natural?
His rear delts are the size of cantaloupes. Luckily, the spot being kinda lame, in my opinion, didn't hinder the movie because our protagonist chasing down the spot is what leads them to Miguel in the awesome finale. Speaking of the finale, I think it's time to mention the ending. It's a cliffhanger. Would I have rather sat in the theater and watched for another 2 hours? Yes. But this is the real world we live in, and a 5-hour movie isn't a canon event. Looking on the bright side, the ending really gets you hyped for the next movie. I kinda slept on this film for like 2 weeks. You know, I was just really busy watching TikTok.
It's Spider-Man! Spider-Man!
But I'll be watching the sequel opening day. Alright guys, thanks for watching the video. See you later.